Welcome to the video, everyone. As always, thank you very much for watching the channel. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you what life is like as an entrepreneur. So I started my entrepreneurial journey about 18 months or so ago when I quit work as a teacher. So I want to share with you guys what it's been like, right? The good and the bad. So stay tuned until the end. Hit that like button. Please drop a comment below if I don't cover something that you want to hear, and enjoy the video. Thanks for joining me, guys. So slightly different style video today, but I hope you enjoy it. So we'll get things kicked off. Now, if you're watching this video, it's likely you're interested in making a passive income, right? An income from some sort of online means. Now, this is something that I was looking into 3 years ago, and I've sort of done it. So I want to share with you guys what life is like as an entrepreneur, okay? And we've got a lot of new subscribers to the channel, so I'm going to sort of start from the beginning, give you a little bit of a background into what I've done, and bringing you right up to the point that we are today. I'm going to give my most honest and transparent view on what life is like. And guys, it isn't all sunshine and roses, and I'll be going into some of the negatives about the lifestyle towards the later stages of the video. So firstly, I'm 28 years old, and I've got 2 degrees. I did sort of an initial degree and then moved on, did some traveling, did a ski season, and then qualified as a teacher, right? I thought that was my calling in life, was to be a teacher in the UK, and that's what I did. So I did that for a few years, and I got tired of it. Like many people out there, I was bored and fed up with the job, the hours, the pay, the typical cliche that you always hear, but that was the truth for me. So that was what sort of spurred me on to explore other avenues and other ways of making income online. And we're going right the way back now to 2016, when I started to become curious about this. I was inquisitive, I was asking questions, I was researching online, probably like you're doing right now. And it all started for me with something called Amazon FBA. So that's selling private label products or your own branded products on the Amazon platform. You're probably going to be familiar, I hope you're familiar with Amazon, and they will store, pick, pack, ship your products out to customers, and you can make money from your laptop, right? But that's a topic for another video, guys. You can go and watch that video at the end. I've got lots of videos on how Amazon FBA works, but that was my goal. So I started Amazon FBA right at the beginning of 2017. Now, I was still working full time at this point, 50, 60-hour weeks as a teacher. Now, I ran my Amazon FBA business from my laptop for the first year. So that brings us right the way through to the beginning of 2018. Now, I was able to generate enough income from my Amazon FBA business at that point, as well as some affiliate marketing, which again, I'll cover in other videos, to quit my job. So this is really going to be about what has life been like from February, March time, 2018, right the way through now into August 19. So I've been an entrepreneur, if you want to call me that, for the last sort of 15, 16 months, maybe more. And I think a lot of people who watch this channel, that can be their end goal. A lot of people who join my training program, they say to me, look, Dill, I initially want to start making just an extra £500 a month, but then I want to have the sort of the milestone or the sort of end goal to be able to be fully sustainable through my online income rather than slogging away working. And if you guys, if you've been following the channel and, if you are in this space, it's all about passivity with what I'm doing. So we basically invest in different business models that all create passive income that funnel down back to you, and you're able to enjoy your life. So that's a little bit of a background about myself. So now I have lots of streams of income. My main source of income is Amazon FBA. I also have a personal brand that I'm building on YouTube. I have my monetization of my videos on YouTube. I also I do some affiliate marketing as well and have an income from that. So I have lots of streams of income. And I want to give you guys, again, some details about what it's like. So I'll stop blabbing now, because I can tell I'm blabbing a little bit. So number one, so we're going to start with some positives and move on to some of the negative points of what life is like as an entrepreneur. So number one, the independence and freedom that it provides you. So I can't emphasize enough how powerful this point is. And I would say it's one of the most enjoyable factors of the whole process, right? Being able to work from any location, right, from your laptop is extremely enjoyable. And especially when you're working to your own schedule. I have no fixed schedule, whereas if you compare it to when you're at work, I would get up at 7 every day, my alarm would go off, and then I would have to be at work by 9, and I would have to finish by 4, and there was a lot of structure around the day, whereas now you are free to run your own schedule. So the freedom and ability to work from anywhere and be in charge and manage your own time as you please is a super positive point about being an entrepreneur. Another point is being away from annoying colleagues, right? I have been in lots of different jobs in the past, and some jobs, I'm not going to mention which ones, but some had some extremely annoying colleagues or bosses. You guys will know, right? There's always someone who really gets under your skin, and possibly they're in charge of you as well, and they wind you up, and there's possibly some conflict there. And it does get to you, right? And being able to pull yourself away from that, you don't have to be involved in all of that anymore. And, I work from home. There's no one here that I don't like. It's just me and my cat. So, there's not a lot going on, and not a lot of sort of issues that can arise from that. So that's a super positive point as well. Secondly is the passivity and income that comes along with running online businesses. I make money 24 hours a day. So, I check my phone, and all my different income streams, they, are accumulating throughout the day. Now, I've got no active involvement directly with how that income is coming in at that particular time. Granted, I do lots of work beforehand to build it all up, and I do have continuous work as well, but income comes in 24 hours a day. And, in the last 12 months, I've made about over 10 years of income from working a full-time job. So, that says to you, and it demonstrates how powerful passive income can be. So, I've worked essentially a year and earned what I would have earned in 10 years in a year. So, and again, with the freedom of traveling the world and working from home, which you guys have probably seen from my Instagram and things like that. I've been fortunate enough to visit places like Bali and Amsterdam, Croatia, just loads of different places, and I've brought this trusty laptop with me the whole time, and being able to run everything from that. So it works really, really well. So the third point is creating your own opportunities and in turn your own destiny, right? I'm at the moment, right? Imagine we'll look at an analogy, right? So I'm when I'm working a full-time job, 9 to 5, I'm in a train, but I'm a passenger, right? I'm being led by someone else, and my destination is unknown, essentially. Now, when you are an entrepreneur and you're running your own businesses, you are the driver of that train, right? You are directing, you are steering the train, not the train steer, but you're choosing your route of where you want to go. The earning potentials are limitless, essentially. I know that sounds crazy, but especially with all of them, but with Amazon FBA, which is mainly what this channel focuses on, you can just keep scaling your business up and up and up and up. And the results you get are a direct reflection of the amount of work that you do, right? Which is different to when you have a fixed salary, right? If I worked my ass off and did 100 hours a week as a teacher, I still got £1,250 at the end of the month. Now, that's not the case when you are an entrepreneur and you have your own income streams. Your income potential or earning potential, has no cap, right? It has no ceiling, it's limitless. So what you put in, you get out. And one thing I will mention as well, guys, and if you are moving into this space at the moment, it's something to really think about. And that is, when you open a door, start a new chapter in life, it often leads to something else, right? That you wouldn't necessarily have encountered had you not made that first step. So I'll give you an example. For me, when I started to sell on Amazon, simple products on Amazon UK, I had no idea that by starting to sell on Amazon, I would start to actually work on some affiliate marketing as well with that. And I didn't know that, and it wouldn't have happened had I not started selling on Amazon. So, I've made £10,000 or £15,000 in the last year from affiliate marketing, possibly more than that, which is not far off what I was earning, my full-time wage. And that door only opened because of what happened with Amazon. Now, stemming from that, my YouTube channel, I was not planning on launching a YouTube channel when I started Amazon FBA, but it happened. And then from that, again, from the work I was doing on YouTube and seeing all the interaction, and you guys, thank you so much for watching, enjoying the videos, it then led me to create a personal brand and actually create some training for people to sort of emulate what I've done and mimic what I've done. So you see, all of these things have been sort of a domino effect. And again, like I mentioned, the opening of one door often creates further opportunities and further openings of other doors. So something to mention. Also, networking with other like-minded individuals will help you thrive in this space. That's something I love doing. You know, I network all the time with other Amazon FBA sellers. I have a close friend who's an Amazon seller. I network with all my students and also with other FBA sellers around the UK and beyond. So that is another enjoyable part. It helps you upskill, it motivates you, and it's something that I advise doing. Now, last but not least, and something, this is a short one, guys, which is just the fact, right, that I am doing something that I love at the moment. For the last 18 months of my life, and even beyond that, 3 years of my life have been incredible, right? I believe in the products that I sell on Amazon. I believe in everything that I'm doing wholeheartedly, and I absolutely love waking up every day and doing it. Now, I couldn't say that to you for the other jobs that I've worked. You know, I've worked in, been an executive search consultant, recruitment consultancy. I've worked as a teacher. I've worked as a tutor. I've worked in shoe shops. I've worked in Tesco, and I've never found the enjoyment that I found from this. And that stems from all the above points that I've mentioned to you guys. So yeah, that will be the final point. So let's move on to the bad points. Now, I mentioned at the start of the video that it's not all sunshines and rainbows when you're an entrepreneur. I think that other people will agree with me here, hopefully. When you are, whatever business you're running, whether it's affiliate marketing, whether you're doing digital marketing online, Facebook ads, Amazon FBA, Shopify, drop shipping, there's so many different things that you can do these days. That, you know, crypto, another one, you know, there are negative points about doing all of this. And granted, there's such good things as well, but I want to share with you guys some of the struggles that I have and be, you know, brutally transparent and honest with you about what it's like, because a lot of people are looking to sort of get to the point where they are doing what I'm doing. So let's share that with you guys. So number one, and this is one of the key points, is you do have a lot of stress that accompanies the life of being an entrepreneur. So, you know, you have no guaranteed income, right? You've got no fuzzy pillow to sleep on at night. There's got your, you know, your monthly income that comes in on the same day at the same time at the end of the month that's guaranteed. You know, when I was working before, although it wasn't a huge amount of money, I knew what was coming in that was guaranteed. Obviously, I could, like, I don't know, die or something, or, you know, the school could just fall down, but ultimately I had a guaranteed income. And I haven't got that with what I'm doing now. You know, my Amazon FBA sales could just drop off the face of the planet, right? They could just drop off a cliff, and they could be a tenth of what they were last month, next month. Everything could dry up, right? It's not guaranteed, and that stresses you out. It is stressful. Every day I'm thinking, God, you know, where's it going to come from today? And although it is consistent, it's definitely not guaranteed. So that does stress me out quite a lot, if I'm being honest. Another point is working late hours, guys. Now, I mentioned to you, you have no fixed schedule. One of the I suppose cons that come with not having a fixed schedule is you do work quite sporadically. So sometimes I'll find myself working at 5 in the morning. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably see I'm up having a coffee in my conservatory, working away. And other days I'll work late into the evening until 10, 11, 12 at night. Something that I didn't do when I was working at, you know, my 9-to-5 job. So I think the sporadic working hours and sort of the fact you can't predict when you're going to work, it can have an effect on relationships. It can have an effect on your personal life, and it's something that you really need to manage and try to keep on top of when you're an entrepreneur. Also, you know, and this all comes under stress, guys, you are responsible for everything, right? It all lies on you. All of the weight and the pressure of what you're doing, everyone's relying on you, your business is relying on you, and if you don't perform, nothing else will perform. So that does cause a lot of stress, and I think, you know, when everything depends on you, it can make you worry, and I do worry about that. So I think, you know, you need to take time out and really reflect on what you're doing, make sure that you're on top of what you're supposed to be on a daily and weekly basis, and that really sort of anchors you down and keeps you on track. Second point, which kind of ties in with the previous point, is unpredictability. Again, you know, your Amazon listing could be pulled down overnight. right? There's no beating around the bush with that. I could wake up tomorrow and all of my listings have been, pulled down. So I've been suspended. They've been, made inactive, or they've been suppressed due to some reason or another. Granted that nearly all of the time you can actually reinstate your listings if you know what you're doing. But if I've got a month where I'm doing 20, 30,000 on Amazon and suddenly that just goes, that's huge for me when I'm fully reliant on that income. I've got a mortgage, I've got bills to pay. So that unpredictable nature is stressful, right? And it does get you a little bit. So it's worth you knowing that. A further point, right, and something that I've not really touched upon too much, bit of a personal thing, I suppose, but loneliness is something that does catch up with you when you're working on your own, right? I'm at home, I'm in my office now, I'm at home on my own. And when you are doing this day in, day out, it can get lonely. Now I'm a bit of an introvert, even though you might think I'm not. I am a little bit of an introvert, and I don't crave, being around lots of people all the time. So you'd think that being an entrepreneur, working alone would fit in with me quite well. And it does to an extent. I love it. But you can't get away from the fact there are bouts where you do feel like, God, I'm actually on my own today, all day, and I will be every day, moving into the future if things carry on. So that's something to address. And, ways that I deal with that is I try and network with people. I will go to coffee shops and work from coffee shops to be around people, which is, added benefit because you can drink loads of nice coffee. But it is a factor, and it's something that, does catch up with you from time to time. So yeah, that would be my third or fourth point. You can get a severe bout of cabin fever when you're just stuck indoors all day. If I'm up in the office or if I'm working from here, and when that starts to happen, you start to go crazy, right? You start to go crazy, but not to that extent. But it is something that you need to be aware of, and address it if it starts to sort of manifest into something more. You need to be on top of it, and I try to do that. Now, my fourth and final point, and I guarantee you, right, that you can all relate to this, even if you're working, your normal job. And again, other Amazon FBA sellers, if you are watching this when you are on YouTube now, obviously, then you can relate to this as well. And that is productivity levels. Productivity levels. So being productive is an important part of being an entrepreneur. As I mentioned to you previously, right, you've got uncapped earning potentials, right? What you put in, you get out. But when you wake up on your own terms, you can go on holiday tomorrow. I could literally book a flight tomorrow to Australia for a month and it wouldn't affect anything except for productivity. So these temptations and the sort of the absolute freedom that you've got throughout your day, from the moment you wake up until the moment you go to sleep, has an impact on how productive I am. So, I have days where I cannot make myself do work. I will always fulfill my sort of academy work, so the work with my students, and make sure that I'm on top of everything for them. But when it comes to all my other work and me sort of excelling and overachieving and doing more than I should, going above and beyond, which is what I should be doing all the time, you do have spells and time when you do struggle with that. And there's no getting away from that. So productivity levels need to be something that you really focus on if you're an entrepreneur. You need, whether or not you keep a schedule of what you're doing every day, so you make sure, like a to-do list. I find if I have a to-do list every day, I am super productive that day. If I don't, I find myself in the gym until midday and I think, God, I got so much to do. And then the day just disappears because time flies. Honestly, the last 18 months have just shot by like that. So yeah, I think, you need to self-motivate, and it's difficult when you've got no one telling you have to do this, Dill. So no one's coming in the morning saying, Dill, today you've got to do 2 YouTube videos, you've got to, rework on some of the advertising for your website, you've got to build some different pages for your website, you've got to do this, that, and the other. When no one's telling me to do that, and it's sunny outside, and I could just go to the beach, it's very easy to go and do those things. So I have to stay well grounded and understand that, if you're not constantly innovating and pushing forward with the business, it's going to slip from, between your fingers. So again, you need to be aware of it and accountable for what you're supposed to be doing every day. So guys, different video for you. I want to share this with you. I've been sharing my life pretty much with you all for the last year and a half. So I wanted to give you a bit more of a personal view on what I go through on a day-to-day basis. So would I change anything? Would I reverse or undo the last 2 or 3 years of my life and go back to working a 9 to 5? Absolutely, unequivocally, no. There wouldn't be a single ounce of my being that would want to do that. And I cannot encourage enough people to explore the world of entrepreneurship, right? You have to start from somewhere, right? It's a stepping stone sort of system. You can't just be what I'm doing straight away. You've got to start from somewhere, take action and build up to it. Whether it's starting with, Facebook advertising agency, whether you do what I did and start with Amazon FBA, one door leads to another, and progressively you can get to a point where you're super happy in what you're doing. So yeah, I can't encourage it enough, guys. And if you want to learn about Amazon FBA, obviously this channel is where you need to start. This is where you've got to start. I've got heaps of videos. I've got free training below. I've got my advanced academy below that you can take a look at. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and comment if you can. It helps me hugely. And I hope to see you guys in the next video that I'll be posting up later in the week. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. That was very